FlyEnv is a native local development workspace for runtimes, databases, web servers, sites, and developer tools. It brings the pieces of a modern development stack into one desktop application without requiring a container workflow. The interface keeps service controls close to the projects and tools that depend on them. This overview shows how that structure stays flexible even when many different technologies are available. FlyEnv supports far more modules than any one developer is likely to need at the same time. The module settings turn that breadth into a workspace you can shape around your own stack. Each switch controls whether a module is visible in the main navigation and available for everyday use. Hiding a module does not force you to uninstall it or give up the option of using it later. Modules are grouped by purpose, so related web servers, runtimes, databases, and utilities remain easy to scan. A focus sidebar reduces visual noise when your current project only depends on a small set of services. When a future project needs a different language or database, the module can be restored with a single switch. This design balances discoverability with simplicity instead of making every user navigate the same crowded interface. The result is a large toolset that can still feel personal and lightweight. Each runtime and service module provides its own version page. Available releases can be reviewed and installed directly from the same place where the module is managed. FlyEnv does not lock the machine to one global version of a language or server. That matters when an older project and a newer project require different compatibility targets. The recording moves across several ecosystems to show that version management follows a consistent pattern. Installed releases remain visible beside versions that are still available to download. This makes upgrades deliberate, because a working version can stay installed while another one is tested. The same workflow reduces setup time when you return to a project after months away. Version choice becomes part of the project environment instead of a manual machine-wide compromise. After installation, the service view shows the versions that are ready to run. Paths, active versions, and process controls stay visible instead of being hidden behind shell commands. A module can manage several installed copies while making the currently active one easy to identify. The sidebar switches give an immediate view of which parts of the local stack are running. FlyEnv can also start the required services together instead of asking you to activate them one by one. Centralized controls reduce the chance of forgetting a database, runtime, or web server before opening a project. The same interaction model is used across traditional servers, search engines, AI services, and development runtimes. Startup groups turn individual service controls into reusable project environments. The setup wizard gathers the services that belong to a project into one named group. A PHP application, a Node.js service, and a Python project may each need a different combination of dependencies. Saving those combinations means the environment does not have to be reconstructed every time you switch projects. The setup begins with a clear name, description, and color so groups remain recognizable at a glance. Services are selected by category, using the same organization already familiar from the module list. A group can reference specific installed versions rather than relying on whatever happens to be globally active. Startup order is configurable because supporting services may need to be ready before an application starts. That order turns a collection of switches into a repeatable startup sequence. Multiple groups can coexist, allowing one FlyEnv installation to support unrelated projects and technology stacks. Starting a group activates the saved services together and exposes their current status on the group card. Individual entries can still be controlled when a developer needs to restart or inspect only one dependency. Existing groups remain editable, so the environment can evolve as a project gains or removes services. Language projects can be included alongside long-running servers, not treated as a separate workflow. For teams that move between several codebases, this removes a repetitive source of local setup mistakes. The group cards become a practical map of what each project needs and whether it is currently running. The same workflow can be repeated for another stack without changing the groups that already work. The site workspace brings local domains and their runtime settings into the same application. A site can be paired with the appropriate PHP version and configured without hand editing several server files. SSL, Rewrite rules, ports, and reverse proxy options are available where the site itself is defined. Opening phpMyAdmin in the browser demonstrates how managed services connect to familiar development tools. FlyEnv can switch languages across the interface, including right-to-left layouts where the language requires them. Theme and interface preferences let the workspace match both the operating system and the developer's habits. FlyEnv also includes a broad toolbox for small tasks that normally interrupt development flow. Process and port utilities help diagnose conflicts without switching to a separate system monitor or terminal command. Code and data tools handle jobs such as JSON formatting, encoding, conversion, and quick inspection. Cryptography helpers can generate keys or transform values while keeping the task close to the active project. Frequently used tools can be marked as favorites, reducing the time spent searching through the full catalog. The built-in screenshot workflow can capture, annotate, and save visual information without leaving FlyEnv. Image compression provides detailed controls and a preview, which is useful when preparing assets for a website. These utilities are not replacements for specialized applications. They remove friction from common, focused jobs. Together, modular visibility, version control, startup groups, sites, and tools let FlyEnv adapt to each project. The result is one native workspace that can stay simple today and expand when the next project demands more.